Lester, Wushu engineer. We teach students from all walks of life and all backgrounds in our school. One of our students is a medical doctor, and he's actually my personal GP. I won't use his name because I want to respect his privacy. He's in his 70s and he has many years of experience in the field of Western medicine. What makes him unique is that in addition to his background in Western medicine and his specialization in sports science, sports medicine I should say, he's also a medical acupuncturist, the director of a college of acupuncture and an external moderator and examiner for a couple of university acupuncture programs. It's quite a unique set of credentials and interests. Acupuncture treatment is accepted by some and ridiculed by others, despite the fact that over 4,000 scientific studies have been performed on acupuncture, and the results indicate that acupuncture can effectively treat certain types of symptoms. Although the studies have indicated that acupuncture does indeed have some type of medical effect, an exact scientific description of the underlying mechanism has not yet been accomplished. So as far as science is concerned, it works, but exactly how remains a mystery. Now, I'm not an acupuncturist, nor have I even done much research into it, but there is an interesting article on the Berkeley Understanding Science website on the scientific study of acupuncture, for those who would like to read a bit further on this interesting topic. I'll leave a link. I chose to use acupuncture as an introduction to this video because it shares some similarities with some of the subtle phenomena that we are investigating at the Martial Arts Research and Testing Laboratory. Like acupuncture, some of the phenomena that we are studying have an associated stigma. I'd like to share some footage of our recent visit to the Sports Science Laboratory at the Ipswich campus of the University of Southern Queensland while I talk. The Wushu scientist is in process of preparing to start the practical testing that will form the basis of her study into intra-abdominal pressure in traditional martial arts. The title of today's video is 4 Reasons Why Martial Arts Needs Science. My personal response to this title would be, you had me at science, I don't need any other reason. I believe that martial arts do represent an artistic expression, but are also heavily established in hard science. Martial arts are also martial sciences. I have, however, received many comments on my videos that seem to indicate that many of my viewers do not know why science should be applied to the study of martial arts. In fact, some of them are plainly offended that anyone should even suggest that science should or could be applied to the study of martial arts. I've had a few people responding quite negatively to my videos detailing our ongoing study at Martel into the physiological basis for Qi. Just a quick note on this, I have no problem with constructive criticism of my videos. In fact, I appreciate it because it helps me to improve on my content. However, I have no interest in reviewing empty criticisms, cheap opinions, or sophistry that lack any real substance or reason. So be prepared to back up your criticism with cold, hard scientific evidence. I find the defensive attitude in some of my viewers bizarre and hard to understand, because science is a very valuable tool that can be used to understand processes that affect the world around us. Perhaps some of them are of the opinion that in martial arts, you just smack or squeeze things hard and that's that. I'm sure that at one stage in the past, sprint races were also governed by the same lack of understanding of the relevance of scientific analysis and testing. Because it's just simple. In sprint races, you just rock up and run real fast. Of course, most modern track athletes benefit considerably from scientific analysis and testing of their performance, and the sport as a whole has advanced considerably because of the scientific study that has been performed on it. So much so that many of the historical performance records would perhaps only be considered a warm-up by today's standards. Well, here are my 4 reasons that I believe more scientific study should be directed towards martial arts. They are in no particular order. Number 1, knowledge base. Many martial arts represent thousands of years of detailed experimental study into human physical movement, combat, health, and mental and physical optimization. The scientific community cannot just ignore the sheer volume of practical investigation conducted over such a long period of time and involving so many diverse individuals, all linked by common modalities that span continents and cultures. It would be irresponsible to ignore this. The information present in systems that have been practiced for many hundreds or thousands of years can be mined for a wealth of information that may be of interest in the fields of sports science and medicine, amongst many others. Number 2, unexplored phenomena. There are many phenomena associated with certain traditional martial arts, such as Qi, that could perhaps have some basis in reality. These obscure and subtle phenomena may be important for a more comprehensive understanding of human physiology and health. They deserve to be given their due in terms of unbiased and objective scientific analysis. Number 3, scientific advancement of martial arts. Scientific study could help to improve and optimize the practice of martial arts by improving the types of training used. This could result in significant improvements to the athletes themselves. Scientific quantitative measurement of performance has long been known to improve physical performance. Unfortunately, much of martial arts training, including relatively modern martial arts, such as some modern sports fighting systems, is based partly on tradition, opinion, or anecdotal information. Scientific study can be used to independently corroborate this information or prove it false. Number 4, relevance to a culture heavily influenced by scientific realism. Our present culture is heavily influenced by the concept of scientific realism. In other words, if something can't be observed and measured, it is not considered to exist. When martial arts were first developed, the world was a very different place, and culture was more heavily influenced by mysticism, religion, and philosophy. Many of the concepts presented in traditional martial arts, in particular, are heavily couched in mysticism or philosophy. Although these trappings are important for a full understanding of the history and culture of the art, they can also detract from a modern appreciation of the underlying science and mechanics of martial arts. This can make traditional martial arts appear irrelevant to a modern audience. Scientific study of these arts can reveal the underlying foundation in science and reality, and thus prove the relevance of these ancient approaches. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and leave a like and comment below, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.